Hey guys, Paul Chopper here, and today we are looking at the new hero Crunch, a melee fighter with the affinities Order and Fury. He has a unique combo system. He is capable of fluidly chaining combos together to destroy his opponents. With any new hero comes a learning curve process, but with Crunch it seems a lot more tricky with his advanced kit, so hopefully this guide helps. We will be looking at his base stats, how to build him, and my initial first impressions on the hero. First of all, let's look at his base stats. His health begins at 450 and ends at 2060 when level 15. Mana starts at 150 and ends at 400. Both armor types start at 22 and finish on 55.6 without any cards added. His basic attack, Punch, has a base damage of 50 with a 1.5 second cooldown. When leveled up, the damage is increased to 78. His left crunch starts at 80 damage and ending at 230. It gives him also 20% bonus cleave rating. When empowered, additional cleave damage is done, scaling from 70% to 100% depending on the level. The ability sticks to 40 mana. Right crunch damage is a lot lower, starting at 80 and working its way to 150. This is because it also has a movement speed reduction, again starting at minus 120 movement speed and doubling to 240. The empowered knockup and bonus damage doesn't get affected from leveling, but the mana increases from 55 to 70, and the cooldown timer gets reduced from 17 seconds to 14. Forward crunch has an even lower scaling, damage starting at 60 going up to 150. It's a dash ability. It covers 1000 units and this doesn't change through leveling, neither does the 1250 units when empowered. The mana cost begins at 60 and goes up to 75 mana. Cooldown is reduced from 20 seconds to 15.5 seconds. And finally, his Recrunch ability. The passive for cooldown reduction per each basic hit goes from minus 0.4 seconds to a whole minus second reduction per each hit. Another unique thing about this hero is this ability as leveled up loses mana cost, starting at 50 and dropping all the way down to 0 once you hit level 3. It has a very low cooldown, as it's an ability you want to use a lot, 40 seconds then half to 20 when complete. Crunch is a very unique hero in Paragon with his kit. None of his abilities I would consider strong, but being able to combo them together can deal devastating damage. After playing with him in solo blue lane, support red lane and as a jungler, it's clear to me that the latter is his correct role. It was hard to tell from the trailer, feeling he may be more of a tank role, but instead he packs a punch. While his kit is complicated and advanced, to balance it out it seems the deck building seems a lot simpler. You would only need armor and health, attack speed, damage and mana for him, nothing else is required. I thought maybe cooldown reduction would be, but the passive you get from his ultimate ability does plenty for that. He may deceive you as a hero who's not mana hungry, but once you get to the late game and you get your abilities back fast and thick, I would suggest 600 to 700 mana in total for him. Attack speed and damage is up to you, but I'd most likely tip them both above 150 and the rest into health and armor, giving him comfortably over 3000 health. You may not be the standard tank, but you're a big target bot, so you have to outlast your opponent. The deck I've been using for him is quite simple, but I will have a proper deck guide soon, but these type of cards best fit him. Brawler's Ward or Brawler's Key give you that early game mana and damage. Any card that gives you health is great for the early game. Amulet of the Veteran or Adamant Edge are just a few examples. Flash Fire Piston is a good card again for the early game attack speed, something that can be replaced later on by Windcarver Blade. For jungling, Radiant Mantle is a great card, dealing 15 energy damage to nearby enemies per second is fantastic for up close fighters like Crunch. I even use Rustbreaker to have the option of penetration if the opposition is building a lot of armor against me. To really master Crunch, you're going to have to learn his animation cancels. This is when the ability has done the damage and the remaining frames are him finishing off his animation to his normal stance for the next move. The best method I've seen so far is after each ability using a single basic attack in between gives you a higher DPS. The combos I feel work best for him are as followed. Using a forward crunch to get close to your opponent, then a left crunch for a good amount of damage. Then the empowered mode would be his right crunch, which thrusts the enemy in the air. You can get a good 3 basic attacks off before they land. If not dead by this point, I would then use recrunch to repeat right crunch again, which then gives the hero movement speed reduction so they can't escape and you can finish them off comfortably. Another would be if you are already near hero, starting off with right crunch to slow them down, and then landing 2 quick left crunches using recrunch will give you quick high damage on a target. This also leaves forward crunch free for you to escape if needed. They're the most basic combos to start with him. So overall, my first impressions on Crunch? Well, he's rewarding to play. Once he's on top of you, it's very hard to get him off. You can be there for 5 seconds getting punched around before you can start to counter him. He has a very poor wave clear in lanes and a weak early game. The opposite of Kamara. If farmed well, he is a dangerous threat late game. He takes out camps quickly and does have good ganking potentials with his right crunch ability. What mostly counters him are heroes who can keep him at a distance. I guess that's for most fighters, but the way this guy does damage to you, you better escape in any way you can. That's pretty much my overview of this character, and let me know what you think of this style of video. I plan to do an overview of all the new and old heroes in the months to come, so thank you very much for watching and stick around for more Paragon videos. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time.